Happy Saturday and all the things. We are celebrating Mardi Gras today with our bead crawl and our Mardi Gras promotion. It's also Valentine's Day. So from Matt and I to all of you, happy Valentine's Day. So glad you could join us on this special Saturday edition of Oaklawn Today. Nancy Holthus with track announcer Matt Dinnerman. And we come off of a Good Friday. I didn't do great on my picks. I mean, I had a few, but the day just felt kind of off. Maybe because it was Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Friday the 13th really sort of threw us a curveball yesterday in my life, starting with the wardrobe malfunction we talked about at home. Today, there were no problems.
Good.
What a shock. It's not
Good.
Friday the 13th. And, I couldn't have done worse yesterday with my picks. Everything was wrong. Majestic Oops, I want to mention her. Fantastic.
Loved
in the way
her
she ran.
performance. Very impressive.
Per a lot of picks the last 3 weeks for me, or the last couple weeks, wrong about that one. I tried to play against Majestic Oops. Totally wrong with pretty much everything. She sprinted great. The way she ran yesterday, Nancy, and the way she won, and I don't even think she was 100% crank.
Right.
If I were Dan Ward, I'd keep her at one turn.
Yeah.
I thought she looked sensational.
She was flawless in that event. And, with the taking our 3-week hiatus that we had planned, then the weather coming in and then coming back, putting almost 2 weekends of racing into one. Now we race on Monday. I feel discombobulated.
Humans are creatures of habit.
Yes,
so
we are anyway.
We definitely horse racing people are,
For
along
sure.
with the horses. So we've got a lot of racing in store for us. And Nancy, I have a surprise for you. I wish I could give it to the viewers. We got Matt Dinnerman's Brownies here.
I love it.
I'm gonna give you one, and you're gonna try it. And I got some brownies for the
so
promotions
good.
team.
Oh, thanks, Matt.
You tell me what you think of this. Good? Okay, good.
2 of these for sure.
Thank you, Nancy.
Oh,
I know
excellent.
you have tried a lot of good food over the years.
I have.
And you're a sweet tooth.
I do have a sweet tooth.
But
I'll
it's
eat
good.
donuts for dinner if I have them.
I was talking to Kathy Riccio upstairs, who works in the press box for us. You only live once. So you might as well
Indulge.
enjoy good food.
For certain.
And especially yesterday, not great picks. Wardrobe malfunction, just things didn't go right. I went to David's Burgers, and I said, you know what? I'm getting whatever I want
They
at
have
David's
the best
Burgers.
French fries.
Terrific French
And
fries.
if you go in, they just keep giving them to you.
Yeah, sort of bottomless here on the house, French fries. And I suggest
good.
if you're having a bad day, you don't want to do it every day or you're going to start upping the pounds. But if you have a bad day, treat yourself. Have a brownie. Have something that tastes good.
You know, it's
Enjoy.
so funny. When we were still racing in Indiana, there was the racetrack and then the truck stop, and that was basically it for the next couple of miles. I would always pull into McDonald's and get a Happy Meal, and I would always say, I'm trying to change my attitude.
I love that.
I had a string of all the Happy Meal toys at my desk in the jocks room.
That's
so, yeah.
nostalgic.
Those
back
are
in the day.
excellent, Matt. You have an amazing baking.
Thank you.
Those
Thank
are
you.
good.
There's
Those
a
are
couple
really
of a little special recipe in there.
Thank you.
And it really brings out the chocolate.
Made with love. I
It
already
is made
know.
with love on Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's
Happy
Day,
Valentine's
Nancy. I
to
hope you have
you.
a great day, and I'm sure
We
after
are-
the races, you and Paul have a good dinner.
I'm here. What else? We're going to go home and cuddle with the boys, our four-legged children.
Of course.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the weather. It's not raining right now, but it is 100% in the forecast. Right now, we do have a fast-track chance of rain coming in about maybe an hour-ish. Winds 5 miles per hour out of the south by southwest, and currently 60 degrees. So at least it's a little bit warm. It's not that cold rain
Right.
that we can sometimes get. As Matt said, we had a great card on Friday. Some really good finishes, and it's this meet for some reason. The horses are just better. Maybe trainers are entering more aggressive, but man, we have had some phenomenal stretch runs. So let's go ahead and take a look at. There were several riding doubles yesterday. So congratulations to Luis Saez, Francisco Arrieta, and Ramon Vasquez, and a training double for Dan Ward as he did saddle Majestic Oops in yesterday's American Beauty. We do have a classics pick six carryover of $13,532. That starts in the middle of the card, and make sure you swipe for your chance to win a trip to New Orleans,
There you go.
as we are going to celebrate Mardi Gras with the Mardi Bead Crawl. Today is also the drawings. 4 winners drawn from 4 winners drawn after races 1 through 6 to win a $100 race bet each. One winner at race 7 will get to pick between a NOLA trip, meaning New Orleans, or $2,000 cash. When your name is announced by Matt, you'll have 10 minutes to get to the information booth by the paddock, and we do not draw for no-shows. So you better be listening.
10 minutes to get, as soon as I call it, as soon as we post it, you got 10 minutes to get to where you need to go.
That's right.
So if you hear your name, do not procrastinate.
Exactly. Little Miss Curlin is going to step up and face open company for the first time today in the Dixie Belle Stakes, and make plan for Monday because we are live racing this Monday. It's also our annual Oaklawn Cap giveaway, and our feature that day is the Ozark, and Ewing is making his highly anticipated 3-year-old debut in that stake for trainer Mark Cassie. So a really good card on Monday, and also 12:30 post for Sunday and Monday. Matt, we got 11 races on the card.
A lot of work to do.
Let's get busy. We are going to start out with maiden claiming $30,000, 3-year-olds and up, and they will contest 6 furlongs in distance. No scratches or changes, but do make a note on your page at your program. The number 2 Convolution is a gelding.
Okay.
So not a first-time gelding because it's a first-time starter, but is a gelding. Matt, this kicks off the 50-cent pick 5. What are your thoughts in the opener?
Well, I'm trying to beat historic. I think the fact that when we handicapped these races, it looked like it was going to start raining in the morning, so I was expecting wet track early in the card. Now, that may very well happen, and the weather forecast says it probably will in the second half of the card. The first race, we may be clear in terms of wet track, which helps historic because historic has not run well on a wet track. With that in mind, I tried to beat this horse. I went with Nyquist Frequency, a horse that does have a decent run, running almost a career-high speed figure on a wet track. But this horse has run well on a fast track as well. Only lost by a nose for maiden 50 the last time this horse was in for a tag similar to this, 30,000. So I think off a break here of 6.5 months for trainer Jordan Blair, in for 30. I don't think this is a suspicious drop. I think he needs it, being 0 for 13, 0 for 11, and I like this horse here. I think he's found his friends. I'm going to take him on top.
Well, I'm looking to give Kevin Martin his first win of the meet. He sends out the number 4, Trouble Ahead, wearing the silks of Flurry Racing. Does exit a local third against Maiden Quarter. When debuting for the barn off the claim, he did sit a little further off the pace and just couldn't make up enough ground in the lane, and he finished behind Historic. But I do like the fact that Christian is back in the irons today and hoping can maybe sit a little bit closer to the pace this afternoon. Race number 2 is a maiden 30 event. 3-year-olds as they will go 6 furlongs in distance. And as we take a look, a full field scratching the also eligibles. You'll also notice that Alfredo Triana, he's going to be out of commission for a little bit. So Manny Escobar does pick up the mount here.
On All Miss You, number 10. My top pick in this race is Maxis, a horse that last time outran for 50, dropping for 30. This was a pretty good maiden 50 race. I mean, the winner, Highly Connected, ran against winners going 2 turns and ran a really solid third and a starter allowance there. There were 2 next out winners out of this race. Go to Oaklawn.com to watch Maxis's last work with blinkers, which he's adding. He was breezing. I mean, he was totally breezing, just in the hands. I thought he looked a lot better with blinkers than without those blinkers, so they're putting those blinkers on. Ron Moquette, 13% with the blinkers, and also first-time Lasix, which could help some of these horses in here. When you're 2 in America here at HISA-regulated tracks, you cannot run on Lasix.
Right.
That changes when you turn 3. So all things considered, I like Maxis. His one bad race, horrible effort in the wet going, but I don't think it's going to start raining until about races 3 or 4, so I think he's clear as well.
I think it may be delayed as it does get closer to Hot Springs. Yeah, I'm on the number 4 Maxis as well. Matt, you know I love a key race. I like to point those out.
That's one of your favorite things.
It is one of my favorite things. And that last race for Maxis did produce 2 next out winners. So as Matt said, the Lasix and the blinkers, I think that could be a winning combination for the Moquette barn. And looks to give Evan Roman, I believe he's still looking for his first win.
Yeah, he is.
I think he could easily get it here.
Definitely. Evan, let me tell you something. He is a very good rider. And it just goes to show the depth of this colony. It's
right.
tough. It's tough. There's a lot of riders. And at the end of the day, if your barns are firing, you're going to win races.
Right.
If your barns are struggling, you're not going to win races. I think he's putting up good rides. I mean, he beat Flavian Pratt as an apprentice at Santa Anita.
That
so
says
if you
a lot.
do that, I don't care what anybody says. You got to have some ability to do that. I think he's won 11 riding titles in Southern California and Northern California.
Yeah.
So he's a good rider.
Very well accomplished.
Very well accomplished. And folks around here, probably a lot of them wouldn't know that.
Right.
But once he gets a live horse, and we've seen him ride a few horses, Coaster was won in a stake, 42-1. Mean Stepper was 30-1. Both hit the board.
Yeah.
He can ride. It's just about getting the right horse. But I do think this is a very live horse for him today.
Yes, certainly a good opportunity to get his picture taken today. Race number 3 is for 4-year-olds and up, a $20,000 starter allowance level, set to go 6 furlongs. And I've got a very strong pick here. Scratch the number 4.
Your favorite horse.
Aaron, who is not going to be racing today, but still does leave a solid field of 7.
Yeah, and look at Uncashed, the favorite in this race in the morning.
Love this horse.
A lot of good Larry Ravelli horses. They pop out of the gate, go to the lead, and just don't stop.
Exactly.
And that's the case with this horse. He won here 2 starts ago in a starter allowance. Ran in Florida and won there as well at Tampa. Back in this starter race today. I like Proprietary Trade in here, a horse that off a layoff won by 7 lengths and ran for 20 that day. This horse is a really good workhorse. I like that he's protected. He was claimed that day, but the claim was voided, and he's taken 2.5 months off. They've had to be patient with him. I mean, this horse has had his issues, but he works very well in the mornings, and when they have him right and they get him on the track, he's a very solid sprinter. So I'm going to pick him. Very versatile horse. Should get a good stocking trip here.
Yeah, the fact he produced 3 consecutive bullet drills, that is hard to do. So very anxious to see Proprietary Trade on the track, but I am going to go with the Ravelli horse. As soon as I saw this horse, top pick. Love this horse today.
Okay.
Ravelli doesn't send many to Oaklawn, but when he does, they are very, very effective. They typically are speedsters, and this 6-year-old is no exception. He already has a gate-to-wire win back in December and scored right back at Tampa versus Tougher. So they bring him back. There is quite a bit of speed in this particular group, but I still think he's going to be the one to catch. He has that true speed. He also has 2 wins and 3 starts over and off track, depending on when that rain front does come to Hot Springs.
Yeah, so just keep in mind with the weather. That's a good point, Nancy. Just keep an eye on it. If you're playing horses, you want to know what the track profile is before you make your bets. So things could change. I mean, it could be, this is the type of day, based on the forecast, it will be fast one race, and by the next race, it could be sloppy. So
and it depends on how much we get at a single time.
Course.
This track drains exceptionally well. So we'll see, unless you get that deluge like we've gotten before, where you get like 2 inches in an hour. Nobody can handle that.
I'm just looking on the forecast here, just so we know. Our amateur meteorologist.
Exactly.
Now it's saying, it said it was going to start at 1:30. Now it's saying light rain's expected in 2 minutes. So it just all depends how hard the rain comes down. But I'm looking at this, and tomorrow there's not supposed to be any rain for racing, nor Monday. So
it's going to be beautiful the next couple of days too.
Really
this is going to be a great place to be.
You know what? We're going to get rain at some point here. That's just the nature of the beast around here. But good thing is it's not going to be forever this time.
And good thing it's not snow.
Yeah.
Race number 4 is for the 3-year-old fillies. They are highlighted here for maiden, 50,000 claiming, and they are going to contest 6 furlongs in distance. Did have a scratch in the body, and they also actually scratched out. So we've got an interesting field here, Matt, and somebody looking to get their picture taken.
Somebody is, and Legal Lightning, she's sort of knocked on the door, although last time out she didn't run a step for maiden optional 75. Now she's in for maiden 50 this condition here. Her best race was on the wet going. I'm imagining by races 4 or 5 it's going to be wet, so that'll help her. Ran a really good second, I thought, on debut, stalking the pace, so she's got some versatility to her, but last time out she sat off the pace and it didn't work for her. I think she's one that needs to be sent out of the gate and should be close to the pace. In a way, if you like her, you're sort of hoping for a wet track
Yeah.
because that's when she did her best.
Yeah, her off-track experience is a big plus,
Sure
especially against this field of maidens. And that last race, finishing fourth as the favorite, the third place finisher, who she finished obviously directly behind, broke her maiden in her next attempt. So interesting entry from the Lindsay Schultz barn. She is my top pick as well, Legal Lightning. Race number 5, as this kicks off a 50-cent pick 5 sequence, 4-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2 races since June 14th. Claim price $12,500, and they are going to go a mile. That's RuPaul.
I love that.
And they are going to go a mile and an eighth in distance. We do have a full field of 12, and make a note that David Cabrera will pilot the number 8 Hot Gunner.
Hot Gunner ran in the Rebel last year. He was 212 to 1.
I didn't know odds got that high. You'll see like 130 to 1 or something like that.
Sure.
But obviously there's only 2 digits on the tote board. And when you see 99, typically it is way into the hundreds.
I don't remember the last time I saw a 200 to 1.
I don't think I ever have.
Well, he's in for 12.5 today. That's why he was 200 to 1. So, actually, I put him in the top 4. I think he could run well here, Nancy. But I didn't make him the top pick.
Okay.
I really wanted to try to beat Sir Exton today. Second start off a layoff, dropping from 30. Now, Jose Ortiz was riding last time out off the break, and he's the type of rider, when they're done, they're done. He wraps up on them. He eases them up. That's how his riding style is. This horse in for 12.5. But the key is, I do think the track will be wet by race 5, and this horse likes the wet going, and he likes Oaklawn. He's 2 for 4 here, 2 wins. Both of them have come on a wet track. So all things considered against this field, I think he's pretty well spotted to run better, and I think the wet profile will help him. And Mike Stidham from a 42-horse sample, 24% second off a layoff. Between 45 and 180 days. So his horses with a race under their belt, and I've noticed this from him over the years, second start in a form cycle, they typically jump forward.
He's my top selection as well. My concern in here is the pace or maybe the lack thereof. So it's going to be interesting how this does from a pace perspective. But as Matt mentioned, 2 of his 3 career wins, I like that they're local, so he knows this track very well, and the fact that he's also proven over a wet surface. Race number 6, the start of the $1 Classics, we will talk about right after this. Give me that. Still searching for the perfect Valentine's Day gift? Give the gift of Oaklawn. Dine, relax, stay, shop, repeat. Gift cards redeemable across property and available for purchase at our Oaklawn retail stores. Give your Valentine something they'll truly enjoy. Give the gift of Oaklawn.
Mardi Gras is coming to Oaklawn, and your swipe might just crown you king of the winnings. It's simple. Swipe, enter, and join the parade of prizes in our Mardi Gras giveaway. With double entries on Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, plus single entries on Saturdays. Chase the beads, the bets, and the big wins from your swipe to the final Mardi Gras celebration on Saturday, February 14th, where 4 winners will each take home $100 race bet after races 1 through 6. The party rolls on after race 7, where 1 winner will capture the crown, a trip to New Orleans. The parades, the prizes, the party. It's all here at Oaklawn, where Mardi Gras meets winning. So let the good times roll.
GW's girl, length and a half in front. Now it's 2. She kicks away a nice win. Another gutsy stakes win for GW's girl here in the Dixie Belle.
Welcome back to this Mardi Gras Valentine's Day edition of Oaklawn Today. As we mentioned at the top of the show, live racing this Monday. It's also our annual cap giveaway. So this is the cap this year. I'm going to call it orange sorbet, maybe, or orange sherbet. You might be too. Remember the push-ups that were this color? They were orange and they were almost like a creamsicle. Those were amazing.
I think I've seen them like in media and stuff. I never had one of them. But.
So you will receive a voucher upon entry on Monday, and you will be able to collect your free Oaklawn cap after race number 4, North End in the beer garden. I like that. You totally look like a Californian with your hat
Yeah,
backwards.
for sure. The Californians wear the backwards hat a little bit different. Around here, you don't see it as much. You like the forward hat.
Yeah.
Never do not do that. Whatever you do, I'd rather you put it backwards in front. That's not a look for me. Some people would look good in that. Not me. Even the behind the scenes people are laughing at this.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I love you, Matt Dinnerman. Race number 6. Let's talk about Arkansas breds 4-year-olds and up, claiming 12.5, 6 furlongs. This is also the start of the $1 Classics Pick 6, which has a carryover of over $13,000. So let's take a look at the field. A couple scratches. Hello, Henry is scratched as well as Shake Up, but Table Money is able to draw in.
Which I'm happy about because Table Money's my top pick in here. Second start off an 11-month break for Casey Schleiss. This runner here lost by 11 lengths last time out. Why do I like him? Well, this runner was in an allowance race against State Breds, in for 12.5. This afternoon. That's really going to help this one. Now, the one knock is this horse is 0 for 5 on wet surfaces. However, the last time this horse ran on a wet surface got a good buyer compared to what he's got in his last 5 or 6 starts. And on top of that, 2 back on the wet surface, the 2 back wet surface effort, I should say, ran second. So this horse has some ability on a wet track. I think the class drop is the key, and I like outside post positions and large sprints. And we've seen it. We saw it with Tallahassee yesterday. When you're down inside in a large field in the sprint, you have to have good racing luck. When there's 6, 7 horses in a race, it's not as problematic at times. When you got a large field like this and you're drawn inside, it can get a little bit tricky working out a good trip. This horse is outside of the traffic.
Well, Matt and I bookend with our selections. I'm going to go to the rail horse, the number 1, Patton's Tizzy. Love me some Sippy Contreras barn, Manny Escobar in the irons. Now, this runner was actually the 2024 Rainbow winner and returned to State Bred Company and shortened backup Lasco. Took on much tougher allowance optional 50 claimers. Ran 5th, beaten less than 5 lengths. Very solid effort. Now, the top 2 in that field are stakes winners themselves. Very tough effort there. If he flashes that early speed like he did in his 2 local wins, I definitely see Patton's Tizzy on top. And again, don't forget, race 6 is the start of the $1 Classics.
$13,000 carried over.
Over 13, that's
this
right.
is a competitive race. Like, I'm trying to beat Patton's Tizzy altogether, so a lot of ways to go.
Exactly.
That means that Nancy will probably win, and my horse will run 8th, the way my horses are going.
Never. Yeah, right. They're going backwards. That's how. Sometimes you just have those days, and you just gotta regroup. And it's hard when you have to pick every single race like we do. And our selections, we have to have them in about 24 hours ahead of time for the local newspaper. So doing that handicapping, they all kind of start blending together at one point. I've got PPs everywhere in my office, so scratches and injuries and all that kind of stuff.
My colleague at Monmouth, Brad Thomas, who is a phenomenal handicapper, by the way. You know Brad.
Yes, extremely talented.
Great guy, extremely intelligent. But you go into his office, and he will attest to this, so he's not going to be offended when I say this. It looks like a hurricane of past performances just all over the place, including Laurel Park charts from 2018. I mean, it's unbelievable. But I will say, Nancy, and for those watching, it's important to note with Nancy and I, and you, if you play enough, it's impossible when you look at every race on every card at a racetrack to have a strong opinion every single race. It's a meter. There are times where, for example, Nancy, you love Uncashed, you said, one of your best plays of the day. But you're not going to feel that way every single race. So if you're a good horse player, what you do when you play, make sure you have that confidence in a horse, and that's when you key. If you're not as confident, don't play as much. Right. That's my advice.
And real horse players don't play every race on a card either.
For sure.
Look at the suit.
Look at that.
Did you see that?
He had
Somebody
hearts.
is decked out for Valentine's Day. Red slacks, a white blazer with red hearts. That is a true Valentine.
If he's a single man, he's going home with a date tonight. I would bet my money on that. And if he is not a single man, then his significant other should be very proud.
He might not be by the end of the race day. Race number 7 is for 4-year-olds and up. $24,000 is the claim price. A little bit different. And they are going to go 1 mile in distance. We did have, and I'm told, a late scratch of the number 9. I guess the steward's called. Paul texted. So several scratches, taking out 1, 9, 10, and 13. The 14 is going to draw in, and Ronnie Huckabee picks up the mount on 50-cent dollars.
All right, so Excel calculator's out. One of my top picks in the race. Actually, it was my second pick in there. Well, that makes El Rey Dorado a little bit of a stronger pick for me here. Comes off a poor effort last time out. Stock, the pace faded badly by the far turn. Did nothing in an allowance race, sprinting. Now going to the route game here. You know, this horse here has tried different things, has tried sprinting, has tried routing. That 2-back race before the layoff ran a really solid second in a $40,000 claimer here at Oaklawn. And second start off the layoff for Chris Hartman, who has good numbers second off the break. I think this horse can improve with the class drop and get into a route of ground. Even though earlier in his career he was a little bit better going 1 turn, it looks like as of late he's been better going 2 turns. And we see that sometimes with horses. They end up changing running styles. They can prefer a certain distance type, and then they change. I've seen older horses get better with time with distance and vice versa. So that wouldn't surprise me if this horse get into the route in the class drop. All of these things aid this horse and benefit him.
Well, we've seen Brad Cox off to a fairly pedestrian start. He's only 2 for 21 here at the current meeting, but I really like this horse in this particular race, the number 11, Sarah's Shaman. First time he raced for a tag last go, facing $40,000 claimers at a mile back in late December. That race did come off a freshening. Now, he stumbled at the break, but did manage to round out the superfecta in that group. He was also claimed by Today's Connections, and the barn does well with those new acquisitions, firing at a 28% strike rate off that purchase. And in addition to the considerable class relief today, is also going to sport blinkers for the first time in his 22 race career. So we're Abel Cedillo in the irons, and we'll see if maybe we might see some excitement out of Kathy Riccio today.
Very much
Yes.
so. Kathy, she always says, "Can I go downstairs and watch my horse?" I said, "Kathy, you can absolutely do that." She likes to take photos.
Love
Follow her on Twitter. Just type in Kathy Riccio. You'll find her account there. She posts
True
cool
gem.
videos.
She does. She's got a good eye for those videos. She's very
Definitely.
good. Very
if
good.
you ever meet Kathy, a lot of people know her. She's worn a lot of different hats
Yes,
in the
she
business.
has.
And she always comes to work with a smile and does a great job and
Love
really just phenomenal.
You better
lady.
take her some brownies too.
Yeah, I gotta at least get her one because I promised the promotions girls that I would get them
Okay.
brownies. Last week, remember, I gave them brownies.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't there.
Okay.
So I changed it up and gave it to our awesome social media gals, Sophie, Madison,
And Paige.
and Paige.
Yep.
And now we're gonna give some to the promotions gals, but save one for Kathy. I will.
For sure, for sure. Race number 8 is for Arkansas bred 3 and up, a maiden allowance level, and they're going to go 6 furlongs in distance. Scratch both also eligibles, and there will be a rider change on the number 11. This particular race, Matt, I did not have a strong opinion about.
Well, I like maiden races. I think it's one of these things. Sometimes it looks competitive and can get chalky. Other times you see a price come in. I don't have the strongest opinion just because I know there are a number of firsters in here, a number of second-time starters that can improve, a horse cut back from a route to a sprint. I picked Arkansas Lovin' Man, who was my clocker pick of the week on Out of the Starting
Nice.
Gate on YouTube. I've always really liked this horse's works, and I like the end of his works because he's always a horse that always has more than the rider's got a hold of him. Pretty much every time he's worked. If you watch his December 28th work, go to YouTube. You can go to Out of the Starting Gate, my show every week on YouTube. I have a clocker pick of the week. If you watch this December 28th work specifically, it was very good. He was always on a hold. Then the rider gave him one tap, and he took off again at the end of the work. This horse has a kick. He's got a lot of foundation in his drills for trainer Ray Ashford, who, of course, won with first-time starter Decode, so we know that won't be a problem. The dam of this gelding was a sprinter. The sire, Golden Sense, was a precocious horse who could stretch his speed, won for fun on debut by many lengths. So there's precocity, there's sprint, there's things that I like in the workouts, and Ray Ashford, 15% with firsters. So this horse will be ready to run.
It just shows you how wide open I think this race is. We've only got one of our top 4 in common here. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a wide open event. I actually landed on the number 4, Sioux Empire. Mac Robertson giving the call to jockey Serafin Carmona is going to shorten back up today after a 4th when facing similar, and it was here at the mile distance. Now he does get Lasix today and is also going to get the addition of blinkers. So potentially with that equipment addition, he could be closer to the pace and up front early.
I'm 8-2-3-4, just an FYI. So
eight,
it says
2, 3, 4.
9.
Got
I'm
you.
8-2-3-4. So yeah, it just goes to show, like you said, what a competitive
Yeah.
race we've got there.
Race number 9 is actually the 48th running of the Dixie Belle Stakes. It is for 3-year-old fillies sprinting 6 furlongs, and this is also the first leg of the $3 Get Out Pick 3. And just a scratch of the number 10, and 9 talented fillies will make their way to the gate.
Yeah, this will be a good race, and now we're getting to waters where it will probably, I would think, be wet by this point in time.
Yes.
So that'll be interesting, but I do think my top pick, French Friction, a really nice filly by City of Light, one for fun on debut as the favorite, one by a half dozen lengths. They were pairing her up with La Cara in the mornings before her first
huge.
race. So they must have liked her, and she was going head-and-head with her, and she won on debut like a good filly, and I like that Take Charge Macy, who ran 3rd that day, came right back to win a 2-turn maiden special weight. French Friction draws the rail, needs to work out a good trip, but she is very talented, and if she can take to the wet going, she's going to be just fine against winners.
I'm going to try to beat French Friction. I know it's hard to beat a Mark Cassie horse at this point, but I'm going to go with a little bit of a price, 6-1 on the number 3, Paving, coming from the barn of trainer Tom Amos. Rafael Bejarano with the call. She actually experimented with 2 turns last out when making her stakes debut. She ran 4th in the year's end. I like that the barn cuts her back in distance where she's very effective and also undefeated around 2 turns. A perfect 2 for 2. Her last win came over the slop at the fairgrounds against Non-2 Allowance Company. Now she looks to track off the early speed and do her work in the lane. So it's going to be an interesting group. Little Miss Curlin, let's talk about her real quickly, Matt. She is making her first start out of Louisiana. She is the 8-5 morning line favorite coming from the barn of Pat Devereaux. I have not seen him since several years when we were both at Arlington Park. Ramon Vasquez in the irons, and again making her first start against Open Company and out of the state of Louisiana. But look at her last work. She was stabled down at Delta, and on February 7th went a half in 47-4, getting the bullet for that particular workout. So really impressive, but I do think it is going to be a bit of a step up. We did see a Mark Cassie, I believe it was Mark Cassie, have a 9-length winner against Florida bred stakes runners and come here and just romp. But we'll see. It's, I think, a big step up for this runner.
Yeah, it is a big step up. She's going against state breds in her last 4 races, and now she's facing Open Company. But to get her to this open race, she needed to run well in those races and to be pretty dominant, which she was. This is a much tougher group, but what I like about her, she's shown the ability to rate. She's very naturally quick. She's going to put herself there anyway. She's going to put herself in a good spot, but she does not need the lead necessarily. She's never run on the wet going either. It's Mardi Gras Day. This would be a great hunch play, a Louisiana bred facing Open.
Get your beads.
So I think she's a must-use, but
Yeah.
this is a good class test.
It is.
We'll see how she does.
I mean, it's hard to put races together, regardless if they're state bred, if they're claiming, if they're stakes. It's hard to win right back. So the fact that she has done that repeatedly is extremely impressive. Can't wait to get a look at her in the paddock. Race number 10 is for 4-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2, second level allowance, optional claiming of 62,500, and they're going to go 1 mile and a 16th. Scratch the number 1, Big Vince. I keep waiting for that horse to return. I love
He
that
will
horse.
be in
He's gonna
in Monday.
the Monday it is. So, Matt, we now have a field of 9 for this group as we start the first leg of the $5 late daily double.
Well, Navajo Warrior, if he can take to the wet track, he's never run on the wet going, but he's run on the turf, he's run on the dirt, and both times and both surfaces he's run well. So I'm hoping he takes to the wet going here. He's the pick. Was just a dominant winner in a starter allowance race last time out, going 2 turns. Got a big number. That run's definitely good enough to face this second-level allowance field and win. He's the most likely winner on the card. 7 for 14. Safi Joseph, the trainer here. Christian Torres riding. Luis Saez was aboard last time out. He is today in the fairgrounds to ride in the Risen Star Day program. So Christian's got the call here on a very live horse and a very nice horse. Very versatile. I mean, he is just a pro, this horse.
Yeah, I absolutely love this horse. He scored a 94 Beyer speed figure in his last go, certainly the highest in the field. So yeah, I'm going to go with Navajo Warrior as well to kick off the $5 late daily double. The last one on the card, this is the nightcap, race number 11. Non-winners of 2, claiming price $32,000, and they will sprint home 6 furlongs in distance. Scratch the bookends, 114. Also in the middle, take out the number 8. But we still have a competitive group, and we've got a $24,000 claimer and a $32,000 claimer. Interesting that I've never seen those before.
That's how it is around here. We get creative with the conditions.
Exactly.
So 32 non-twos here, and my top pick in the race is Middy's Gritty. Don't have a strong opinion on this race. One thing about Brad Cox, he's the type of trainer, you see this horse, he won on debut nicely at Churchill Downs, ran 3rd in allowance first start against winners, then his form tailed off a little bit, was 4th beaten 3 lengths after showing speed last time as the favorite for 80. He's one of these trainers that if he doesn't have an allowance stakes horse, he gets very aggressive when he spots horses. He says they're not going to be a stakes horse. If somebody claims them, it is what it is. We're going to make the claiming money. We're going to make the person. We're going to move along. Let's just put them in a spot where they can win. So a trainer like him, yeah, he can play the poker game, but I also think with a horse like this, he probably realizes this horse isn't a stakes horse, and he's just trying to put him in a spot where his owners can benefit and make some money here. So Middy's Gritty's my pick off a 2.5-month break. Again, don't have a strong opinion on this horse, but I do think he's the best horse in the race by far.
Easily my top selection in here. It's kind of hard to look elsewhere when you see this horse's form. Posted a string of very sharp local morning drills. I love that. It's also going to put the blinkers on, which is a 23% winning move for the Cox stable. So 11 races today, as we have also put together our $20 show bet bonus parlay, our long shot and top pick. So Matt's going to start in races 3, 5, go to 6, and round it out with Navajo Warrior in the 10th. I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 10, also rounding out with Navajo Warrior. Long shot of the day, I'm going to look to the stake. I'm just going to give it a shot here. The number 3, Paving, while Matt goes Tismatic in the 4th. Oh,
yeah,
well, no more long shot. We'll look elsewhere.
We'll look elsewhere for a
look
long
elsewhere.
shot. I'm going to look, and I'll let you know after this.
The top
spiel
pick
here.
sponsored by Oaklawn Anywhere. I look to race number 3 with the number 7, Uncash. And Matt's going to go to the Cassie Contender in the stakes, the number 1, French Friction. Very good card here today. Don't forget live racing tomorrow and Monday, where we will have our annual Oaklawn Cap giveaway.
I'm going to mix things up here, Nancy.
Let's
I'm going to give a long shot play that's not a top pick, but extremely huge price that could hit the board. Critical Threat, 20 to 1 on the morning line. Will probably be 30 or 40 to 1.
What race is that?
This is race number 5.
Okay.
Critical Threat ran terrible his last 2 races, including at this kind of level. But 3 starts ago in the slop was close to the pace, got an 83 Beyer and won at Keeneland.
That's impressive.
The track's going to be wet. Critical Threat, you never know, at a big price. So there you go. So I'm sorry to interrupt. You go ahead with your spiel about that.
No, we're good. Your spiel.
Yeah.
Don't wear it backwards.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
I'm no Vanna White presenting these things. So yeah.
Da-ding, da-ding.
But Monday afternoon, we're going to be giving those out.
Yes.
And
after race number 4.
I mean, who doesn't like free stuff? If you don't like free stuff, you need to go to a therapist.
I do. You know, you're not wearing red. I'm not wearing red, but I must say my shoe game, however, is on point today.
Let me see. Oh, wow. And she's even got, okay, there you go. I was going to say.
Check these bad boys out.
I like the glitter here in the front.
Ding, ding. See that
It's
glitter?
got a little bit of a Wizard of Oz slipper feel with the glitter there.
I'll click them. I'll clack them together and
Exactly.
say there's no place like home. And there really is
no place
like
like
Oaklawn.
No.
Very well said, my friend. Thank you for the brownies. They are delicious. I'm going to go eat this and
Please
have
eat
another
that.
donut.
Also, I'd like to give a big congratulations.
Yes.
Forever Young. He completed his racing career, and he just won the Saudi Cup. What an amazing
Huge fan
horse.
of that horse.
What an amazing
Ever
horse.
since we saw that horse in Louisville for the Kentucky Derby, I have been a fan.
And he's just been a world traveler, and I believe after this he is going to stud. So he ended his career with a bang and won the Breeders' Cup. And Nisos ran 2nd in the Saudi Cup this year, so America represented
too
very
shabby.
well. We saw Obliteration, who won here. He
The
ran
Steve
2nd in the
Asmussen
Saudi
horse.
Derby
Yeah.
for Steve Asmussen
That's
earlier
big.
this
Steve's
morning.
done very well with prepping horses at Oaklawn in Stakes Company and then sending them to Saudi Arabia. We saw it with Gunrunner. And
So
with, I believe, curling as well.
we just got our racing day started here this morning in Saudi
Yes.
Arabia, but there's more fun here at Oaklawn.
Right here. First post is at 12:30. Matt's going to go up to the roof to give you the entire set of changes to help you along the day. You'll see me down in the paddock, and we will both see you for the stakes today, the running of the Dixie Belle. Don't forget, first post tomorrow, 12:30. Come out Monday and join us and get something free. We love giving away, love the promotions. And if Matt happens to call your name today for the Mardi Gras promotion, you have 10 minutes to get to the
10
promotions
minutes.
table. You're going to win some money, maybe even a trip to New Orleans. For Matt Dinnerman, I am Nancy Holthus. Good luck and good racing.